As a psychiatric researcher, I deeply appreciate all that Pam Sklar did for our field. Her work shed new light and a new direction and new hope for what we could find out about the biological basis of schizophrenia and its genetic causes.
Pamela Sklar was one of the most outstanding psychiatric genetics researchers in her generation. And in fact, in my family, it's personal. My son Alex was Pamela's only PhD student during her career. And Alex has said to me that he's going to dedicate his career to Pamela.
One of the major outcomes of her genetics research is the fact that most of the genes that she and her colleagues found that confer risk for schizophrenia are also involved in conferring risk for bipolar disorder. We have decided to name the division which she founded, the Pamela Sklar Division of Psychiatric Genomics.
I still remember the first time or the second time I met with her, I'm like, oh, I really want to do this, that's gonna be great, it's gonna happen within the next 5 years, it's gonna be a new change. And Pamela was like, oh yeah, we're already doing that. So she was always thinking earlier than anybody else. She was tough, she wanted to do the best possible research.
She was my first woman science role model. She was the first person to show me that it's possible to do amazing science and to go home to a family that you love.
There's one thing that she always told me professionally, but has become a philosophy of mine in my personal life as well as professionally, which is that there's no regrets, only opportunities.
I wasn't sure about my career and whether I wanted to do art or science, and I think she showed me that I could do both, and that I'm a strong artist, but I'm also a strong scientist.
I was always intimidated by her all the time. I barely talked to her because of that, but one time I presented to her about my work, and I had no idea what I was talking about, but she was very patient with me, and I really appreciate that.
My PhD is in biophysics, and I wanted to do my postdoc in genomics, so I really want to thank her for giving me the opportunity to work in genomics field.
I came in through that door and I had no idea what to expect. And this woman was here and she was just so dynamic. And I sat back like, I am so happy that I am working for her.
She was a fierce advocate for female scientists at all levels, especially leadership roles.
She was a fierce advocate also for residents who were doing science, and always made sure that we had enough protected time.
She was often the one driving the conversation, and she always was insightful. And I will always be grateful to Pamela.
She was one of very few women in neuroscience who made a massive, major impact. There's still some catch-up in terms of gender equality, and so she was, again, very early and very strong representative in the field.
Pamela was also very inspirational to young women scientists. She was very interested in talking to women from all different types of careers and making sure that we knew there were people to support us.
I have to say that throughout my adult life as a scientist, I met about 2 to 3 women scientists that in fact impacted my research and therefore my life. And Pamela was one of them.
At my graduation from the PhD program, Pamela was in her final battle with cancer, and I was told before the ceremony that where they do this hooding procedure, I was told that someone else would do it for me, which of course made total sense. Pamela was sick; I didn't expect her to be there, and then they called my name to come on the stage, and there's Pamela. One of the things Pamela would always say is to be a closer. It doesn't matter how good you are or how good your ideas are. If you can't close something out, it doesn't matter. So we're going to close out all the things that she left for us.